All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:51 in the morning of December 6th, 2021, and this is my pre-market strategy session. It is a really quiet morning. There's one large cap popping up on my large cap scanner that's green, BAM, and it's only traded 102 shares this morning. It's up 7.1%. I don't really, with volume that's low like that, I don't really take it into consideration as a possibility for a trade. So the first one up here is Taco. Taco was just acquired by Jack in the Box, and quite typically what you see with price action on an acquisition is it just sits up here and does a straight line basically all day. So there's really no trade there for the day. ACET, it just released some study data on phase 1 trial for lymphoma. So it's only in phase 1. And something that I like to do to kind of see how one of these small cap biotechs or any small cap momentum trade is, I put a Fibonacci on it. And then I used the top end of the Fibonacci. I put it at double. So 2 times $9.81, which is its previous close, comes out to $19.62. And you can see here that the stock made a run. These things work out pretty well. I mean, when I do this, made a run here for 50%, stabbed through it, and then is getting rejected. It's possible that this thing could give a trade today. I'm going to use these Fibonacci levels that I have on it instead of trying to use the gap, and just kind of see where it goes. If it can, I suppose if it can get up here to the 50% mark, hold, and then continue on, then that'll be an entry for me. It's a momentum trade though, so if I keep an eye on it on the 1 minute, that'll be just the next highest candle after a period of consolidation. So, we'll see how it trades when the bell rings, see what happens with it. The float is kind of high. Outstanding, it has 31.95 million shares, and the float is at 18.13 million shares. 18.1 million, we'll call it. So kind of a high float. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, the stock price on this thing actually, isn't too bad. I mean, it's respectable. There's a nice bottoming thing happening here. If I trade it, it's going to be for a very quick scalp off of a Fibonacci level. This thing has a gigantic gap that will probably fill like today or tomorrow. So. Okay. And then next up is DWAC. DWAC has some news about a pipe. Here we go. Trump Media and Technology to get a $1 billion in PIP investment, which I wonder what that is. Let's look that up real quick. I was thinking pipeline type thing, but it doesn't seem to be quite a private investment in public equity. Okay, pipe investment. So pending a SPAC merger with Digital World. So, yeah, it's good news. It's not quite the good news of actually having a $1 billion pipe investment, private equity investment. So once that merger happens, pardon me, hang on just a moment. I will be right back. All right, sorry about that. So, pending a merger with Digital World, and that merger has to be approved by like the SEC or something first. So there's going to be some time before that merger happens. There's going to be some time before that $1 billion gets invested into DWAC. Will it trade? Yes, it'll trade. How it trades, I don't know. There isn't a heck of a lot to go off here on the daily here. So this Acquisition Corp was formed or put on an exchange in the 30th of September, on the 30th of September 2021. So then, of course, we have this gigantic run up here. Let's see, it closed on the 20th of October. It closed at $9.96 a share. And on the 22nd of October, it went as high as $175 a share. So, you know, I guess I could put a Fibonacci from here to here, you know, or, I mean, from here to here, possibly, you know, what works exactly, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what kind of trade this is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a momentum trade or if there's going to be a Fibonacci level that it bounces off of. I'm just not seeing it right now, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So then otherwise, it is extremely, that's it. That's all that's going on in the pre-market according to my trading criteria. We have the SPY here. The hedge eye, hedge eye is bullish, the SPY. Hedge eye is bullish in general. And so I'll be looking for bullish setups. I did buy close to the close on Friday. I think it was a little bit after 2 o'clock when I left the office on Friday. Actually, I left for lunch and I came back for a little bit. And so I did buy a little bit right in here. Where is it? 1400. There it is. So yeah, so I did buy a few options right in here, in this range right here. It did go quite a bit lower, but then it closed above my purchase area. So, you know, we'll see how it goes today. So this morning, if the SPY opened up right now, it would open up 0.4% higher than its previous close at 455.23. So it's up almost a couple bucks from its Friday close. So yeah, and I'll be looking for the same setup that I usually do, which is on the bullish side. Once the SPY goes into oversold on both the 1 minute and the 10 minute, and that confirms with overbought on the VIX on the 1 minute and 10 minute, then I'll be looking for entries. So we have the VIX here, and the VIX has been elevated here for a few days now. I'm expecting to watch this thing kind of, you know, spike and then kind of meander its way back down again. And we ought to see, I don't know, we ought to see that happen within a week or two. I mean, it could, you know, it could hang around up here for a while. And that'll be just more entries, really. Bitcoin, boy, oh boy, look at Bitcoin. Huge move was on Saturday. Horrible plunge. Was that the 4th? Yeah, that was Saturday. That's got to be hard to watch. Now, something that's neat that did happen is that it totally tanked here, but 42,000 is still holding. I mean, this thing dipped down from 50, we'll call it 53,000 on Saturday. I mean, actually, it opened. Let's see, it opened at 53,685 and went all the way down to a low of 41,967. And buyers came in right here at this point, big time. You can see it's a little bit easier to see now. This volume candle is kind of in the way. Let's see if I can get the volume. Let me move. Oh, I've got so many indicators. Let's get that volume out of the way for a little bit. There we go. So yeah, this 42,000 level held. Now, I was warning against this thing closing below this 50. We'll call it 53,000, it being bearish. Now, it's interesting that it did this move all in one day, because if it closed below 53,000 on say a daily basis, I would expect it to come down here and test the 42,000 eventually, but it came here, tested it on one day, and then ran back up. You know, I got to call that bullish. I got to call it, there is obvious support, down here. Bullish, does that mean bullish like it's going to just run back up again? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see a V-shaped bottom on this thing. But bullish as in, over the, say, the next 6 months or so, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing just kind of, nothing goes up in a straight line, but yeah, it's found its support level. Over here, I've been keeping an eye on this thing for quite some time. Let me get rid of this line. Over here, during this kind of drop off in May, came down here, found support, ran up to this 42,000 level right here, got rejected and then blasted through it, came back, tested the area again, and then went for another run. It's not encouraging that it came back to test this area again, but buyers definitely stepped in right there, no doubt about it. This is a huge volume day too. And so people saw, whoever saw this thing hit 42,000 and was like, I'm buying, definitely there are a whole bunch of people who jumped onto that price right there. So how things go from here forward, well, nobody knows exactly. But I would still, in most circumstances, I would call this a close below 53,000. I would call that bearish in most cases. I think this is neutral to bullish because it came all the way back down to 42,000 and was just bought up big time. Neutral to bullish is where I am on Bitcoin. And that's pretty much it. That's going to be my morning strategy session. Nothing really to get too terribly excited about. Usually a quiet pre-market means a loud regular market, but on a Mondays, I've noticed that things don't crank up sometimes until like 10:30. Like everybody's, I don't know, hungover from Sunday football or something, and just kind of making their way back into the trading desks, measuring what's going on. So at the bell, there's of course going to be that first rush of activity at the bell, but then after that, it's probably going to be pretty quiet until like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So hey, good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.